Hello everyone and welcome. Today I'm going to give a review about a book. The book is called Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. It is a book that has been come out a few years ago. Well, a lot of years ago. Anyway, um, I will sometimes give reviews about things that have been come out a long time ago because I just watched them or reread them again and I just feel like giving a review. And with this book, I've also read it again with the Super Carnage Brother podcast through the Gryffindor, and that podcast is really well. The way you can hear that they come up with their theories is amazing. So this is the reason that I want to give a review about it now, and also because I've read it like a thousand times, and I'm in love with the Harry Potter books. They are so good. So first of all, I'm always surprised about how many big events are in this small, well, kind of small book. Because you have the first time they go to Diagon Alley, they go to Hogwarts, you have the Quidditch, you have the Troll, you have the Forbidden Forest, and then, of course, the whole thing down there with all those secret rooms. It is such event after event after event after event, and I forgot to say the dragon. But that makes the book always so nice to read because you go through from one event into the other, and yes, it just keeps going. I will go through it chapter by chapter, and I will just pick some points to name. We start with chapter The Boy Who Lived, and yes, here we meet the Dursleys, who are just awful people, but the most exciting thing happens at the end of the book, where we finally get to see Dumbledore, McGonagall, at the end of the book, at the end of the chapter, where we finally get to see Dumbledore, McGonagall, and Hagrid, who are all three amazing characters, and they just save some boy they don't know, uh, and bring them to what is left of his family. Not the best place to bring them to. McGonagall is even warning Dumbledore about it, but yeah, they have to bring him there. And we will know later in other books why. But I really like McGonagall. She is one of my favorite characters. Um, okay, chapter 2, the vanishing class. Here he goes to the zoo, and we have the snake, which is kind of really cool that Harry can talk to snake. And we will know later why, because of Voldemort, of course. And he finally gets to get a bit back at Dursley. But after that, he will get a huge punishment, which is really huge. But yeah, Harry is able to do magic. And then the letter from no one, which is that he, chapter 3, that he gets to have his letter, or that they do their best to deliver it. But the ways the Dursley goes to, that Harry don't get to see the letter, that is just, they go through so much. They really don't want him to go to the school. But still in the end he gets to go. And then chapter 4, the Keeper of Keys. Harry's finally going to meet Hagrid, one of the most amazing characters. And what I find so really special about Hagrid in this first time that he meets Harry is that he is so nice to Harry. He gives him gifts, he brings a birthday cake with him, he even buys ice cream and I think some hamburgers for Harry, which is really nice. And for a boy, he didn't even know that well. And I really admire that. And then, of course, we go to Diagon Alley, and we finally get to see a part of the magical world in chapter 5. And we get to see how he gets his stuff for school and his wand. Oh, I still want to have a real wand that works. Because I found a lot of those wands that you can get here in shops. but they haven't been working yet. um, then we go to the journey from platform 9 and 3 quarters, where we get to go by train to Hogwarts. And if you know one thing about me, is that I love trains the most as ways to go from one place to another place. I really like trains, so that they come up with a train to go to one of the most magical places in the world is I love just that so much. And we get to first meet Ron and Hermione, and I love Hermione as a character. And I'm so happy that Harry and Ron connect so well on the first place at the train, and they get to be friends all along. And then we go to the next chapter, sorting it. We get to When we get to be at Hogwarts, we go there by the boats, the thing that I'm drawing. One of the most amazing moments of the movie and the book. And then you get to sorting to your house. I myself am a Hufflepuff, but Harry gets to be in Gryffindor. And McGonagall is the one that lets them get sorted. And yeah, there are also some characters that should be maybe in, or they take really long with sorting because they also could have been in other houses. For Hermione it was Gryffindor and Ravenclaw, and for Neville it was Hufflepuff and Gryffindor. But I think they really did well that they all come in Gryffindor. Then we have chapter 8, the Potions Master. We first get to see, or we already got to see Snape at the sorting ceremony. But here we get to first have less from him and from the other teachers and learn about their subjects. And I do like it that, spoiler alert, in the end of book 7, Snape is good. But I do like it that you don't expect that from the beginning. But also, Snape is also a mean teacher because the way he treats the other students is not nice. Even Hermione and Neville get a lot of problems because of Snape. And yeah, we know in book 3 that Snape is even the boggart of Neville, so Neville and Snape really don't get along. But it is also very nice that they get to visit Hagrid at the end of this chapter and that there is something nice outside the classes. Then we have the chapter 9, the Midnight Duel, with they first have their first flying lesson. And Neville gets injured himself, and Harry gets to be in the first Quidditch team as the youngest wizard in a century, which is really cool. And then they have to, then Draco tries to get them out to the Midnight Duel, and Harry and Ron go. Draco didn't, he tricked them with Filch, but they kind of escape with Hermione and Neville, and they found out that Fluffy is in the school, a three-headed dog. This is also a really big event that you all find out that there is a dog in school. That is just, and that Hermione sees directly that he is hiding something. Whoa. When we go to chapter 10, Halloween, chapter 10, Halloween, and then we have, of course, that we have the troll, and finally Hermione becomes friends with Ron and Harry. And we, of course, have in this thing the amazing scene with Leviosa. Which I really, well, I like that Hermione is really smart. And I'm really happy that she is finally part of the trio. Then we go to chapter 11, Quidditch. The first Quidditch match between Gryffindor and Slytherin. and that they try to jinx Harry's broom, and they all think that it is Snape. But it was a Snape. It was actually Quirrell. Spoiler alert. um, but yeah, Hermione wished to stop Quirrell by walking against him, which Hermione really did well without noticing. And if I find it pretty good that she can already make those little blue flames and get to save Harry when she's just 11. And the way that all of this she gets from one place to the other to save Harry is really amazing. Chapter 12, The Mirror of Erised. It is Christmas. On reading those books and seeing those movies, it always makes me think of Christmas. I know it isn't exactly a Christmas movie, but yeah, mostly one of the chapters is about Christmas in every book, and I think in every movie you get to see also a bit of the Christmas, so it has a Christmas element in it. And they are really feel movies for a cozy moment, just as the books, so maybe this is also the reason. But Harry gets the cloak and gets to go to the library and then see the Mirror of Erised mist and see his family for the first time. His mother and his father. This is a really sweet moment, but then Dumbledore advised him to not come back. Yes, because he has to hide it with the stone. Mm-hmm. And then chapter 13, Nicholas Flamel. We finally get to find out who Nicholas Flamel is. I was standing all that time on the back of a frog card. Card that you get from the chocolate frogs. It's magical wizarding and witches. And it was standing on the first one that I got, Dumbledore. Yes, Dumbledore with this of Vincent Nicholas Flamel. We finally get to see Nicholas Flamel in Fantastic Beasts. I really am also in love with the Fantastic Beasts movies. And we get also the next Quidditch match between Hufflepuff and Gryffindor, which Harry grabs the snitch really fast. And yeah. And by the way, I love that they do a reference to something that kind of happened in our world, because Nicholas Flamel lived here in the, well, he doesn't live anymore, I think, here in the real world. He was an alchemist who was indeed also trying to find the Philosopher's Stone, but I think he never found it. In chapter 14, Norbert, an original Ridgeback, we finally get to see our dragon, which Harry got in a pub from maybe Voldemort or Quirrell. But yeah, we finally get to meet our first dragon, which is really awesome. And the dragons are always really cool. And then what I'm most surprised about is that they didn't make a whole chapter about the way that Harry and Hermione have to get the dragon away from Hagrid's house to the highest tower to bring it to some friends of Charlie's who will bring the dragon to Romania. Because all there is standing is kind of from Harry still can't remember how they got the dragon from there to there. And they should have made a whole chapter about it. I would have loved that they have made a whole chapter about it. I find it just so little that it's all that sentence. And then we go to the next thing, the Forbidden Forest. We finally meet some centaurs and you also meet a unicorn, which is my favorite kind of fantasy creature. But sadly, the unicorn is already dead when we meet him. And Voldemort or Quirrell died the unicorn and had to drink their blood. This is just really awful. that they do that. And it will only give you a curse life, so don't do it. Don't hurt unicorns, because unicorns are amazing. But also the way with the centaurs and how they read the stars. I wish I could read the stars like that. Okay, chapter 16, through the trapdoor. They finally uh, go through Fluffy and go underground. And it was also exam time. Fluffy, I find it is really good that they find a way with the flute that they got from Hagen to get them to sleep. And then, yes, we finally get to see the plants and the chessmen and the potions. And yeah, Ron is really good with chess. And I always like the game of chess. I'm not really good at it, but it is a really nice game. And I like that the last thing is a riddle. I wish they have put a picture in the book of how the bottles were standing, because it would be nice to be able to fix the riddle itself before Hermione does. It would be really cool. Yeah, I love riddles and puzzles. And then we end with that there is someone standing before the mirror, and that it is not Snape and not Voldemort, but it is Quirrell, the man with two faces, the last chapter. In this chapter, we have the end thing with that we discover that it is Quirrell and not Snape, and the Voldemort is kind of stuck in Quirrell's back of his head. And at the end of this chapter, we are also back at home at the Dursleys, which is like a lot, and we get to hear that they are all passed their exams. But that is really the end of a phenomenous book, and they made the ending so well. And I just love this book, and I think I will read it again and again and again for many times. Yes. And this is also the finished drawings of one of the most amazing moments from this book. So I hope you like this drawing, and I hope you like this review. Thank you all for watching. If you like it, then please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And I hope to see you back into my next video. Maybe until then. Bye!